of everything. And I mean, when you talk about standards, there's no point in talking about anything except standards of excellence. Absolute excellence. There's no room for carelessness, no room for any kind of sloppiness. It's about standards of excellence all the time. And to me, again, those standards have to be set from the top. You've got to stick with there and set the tone. And set it seriously and absolutely and consistently the whole way. So what do? I mean, you don't pluck something out of the sky and say, lads, I have a fantastic idea. This is what we'll do. That's gimmicky, and I don't like gimmicks. Basically, you roll up your sleeves, you get down to work. Get in there and you do it well. And have standards, it's things like timekeeping. For example, we're training at 7 o'clock in Nolan Park in Kilkenny, and I see it as my duty to be there ready, organised, ready to roll at 6 o'clock. And that was from day one. That's the way it has to continue to be. And that sends out a message. It sends out a message to everybody that you're setting a decent standard. And when I went in first, it wasn't like that. There's no point in pretending otherwise. Fellas were arriving in 7:15, 10:07, tearing off clothes, throwing on a pair of boots, trying to get out in the field for 7 o'clock or 2 or 3 minutes past. We did away with that, and we didn't have to read a riot act. And if we had to, we could as well. But we didn't have to do it, because word spreads very, very quickly. You set the example, you set the tone, and word filters down. The players, they bought into it very, very quickly, immediately. Why? Because everybody wants to be part of a set-up or a situation that's going to allow them to be the best they can be. Everybody talks about being the best they can be. Obsession, serious people in business, sport, whatever it is, it's always want to be the best they can be. But you should never ever consider that you have now reached the ultimate of where you can go. And we would talk about that to the players, because essentially you're putting limits on yourself. You put no limits on where you can go. No limits on what you can do, no limits on what you can achieve. So it's a journey. The journey is always saying, I'm trying to get to be the best I can be, knowing that I'll never get there. So the day you retire as a player, you should be thinking the whole time of, how can I do this better? So the day you finish as a manager, how can we make improvements? How can we do this? So it's a never-ending journey, which is great. That's the way it should be.